Bayad na po.
Time to raise it up. Let's go. Filipinos, where you at? Pinoy lakas. Back yo. Mic check 1 2 1 2. You know we rolling in that.
Welcome to Pinoy Lakas Radio Streaming. How are you guys during our quarantine season? I hope you find a way to entertain yourself. And just to let you know, we have a lot of videos now in our YouTube channel. Just type in Pinoy Lakas Radio Streaming. Then enjoy our videos so you don't get bored. Now we have another episode we are going to upload sooner, so I want you to enjoy that, and please remember to follow because this is actually a very special event. This was done on 2015 on March 21st on Ontario City Hall Library. I was being requested to be one of the speaker for this youth challenge martial art by our beautiful and loving extended family, Jem Kalang. Hello, Jem Kalang. They belong to this martial art. I think they were, the name of the owner is Mr. Ho. Can you believe that? Another Ho. Anyway, it's such an honor to represent this because it's actually about our culture, about the Asian culture. There's a lot of people in the Asian parts of the country that speak, and I'm the one who's representing our Philippine culture. So please, it's like I'm studying high school again because I have to learn about what is our blacks, meaning what is our favorite food, what is our favorite toys when growing up. And by the help of our dear friend Johnny Graba, who gave me a lot of input about things that I need to learn about Independence Day of the Philippines, and also wearing our beautiful costume. I'm wearing this part of it, but this is not actually what I'm wearing during that interview and show. I was wearing the beautiful clothes of my dearest, beautiful darling of the Phil-Am Press, Tita Myla of Asian Journal. Tita Myla, don't forget to watch this because this is also dedicated for you and our beautiful friends, Lilia Graba and Johnny Graba. And there's another part of it actually. If you wanna find more about it, you can follow me in Ludi Gilgason 1. Again, Ludi Giggleson 1, because there's a lot of shows there that it helps youth how to protect themselves about martial arts, okay, the way of martial art. So I encourage you to watch that if you have a children in your house, children that you want to help to protect themselves during this life that we have here in the world. So okay guys, so I'll see you soon and stream with me. Bye for now. Don't forget, God love us and you love yourself and spread that to others too.
Negros Occidental in Pasay City, she immigrated to the U.S. in 1982 with her family to begin her wonderful journey as a Filipino American. Among the myriad of occupations she has been fortunate to serve, she marks her times as a nurse, actor, model, and a Snoopy at Knott's as her most memorable. She remarked that being a waitress and a supervisor manager at Chafee Highlands Eye Care with her loving husband, Dr. Richard A. Gilginson, OD, in Rancho Cucamonga as her most enjoyable. She loves outreach, community service, gardening, and the outdoors. Two of her favorite sayings are, beauty comes from within, and remember, it's not only eye care, we care. A devoted wife and a loving mother, Miss Ludi Belmac Gilbertson. Everyone give her a hand.
Good afternoon. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. My name is Ludi Gilkison. I'm very honored for this opportunity. It's a privilege for me to speak with you about our culture. I'm kind of nervous. It's my beginning of my journey. I've been speaking in different places when I become ambassador of goodwill by the Phil-Am and also the chamber. And I would like to start about our history of our flag. And before I do that, I want to also tell you that I'm not only proud to be Filipino, but I'm very, very proud that I'm here in United States. I have two sons that is active in the military. I have two Marine sons that get just promoted last January to be Master Sergeant now in Washington. The other one is working for Veteran Affairs, and he's a combat warrior. And now he's making music also, and he's a Marine boxer. His name is Bagyo. Okay. Kuya Chris, can I call you to help out? Okay. When you look at this flag, it's just a piece of cloth, but actually, when you say you came from the Philippines, you came from Vietnam, Korea, wherever in Asia, even in America, there's symbolizes of your country. And when you have a symbolize of your country, we honor this flag. It has meaning. It's not just a tricolor or a pictures or signs of a star and a golden sun over there. This was being designed by our hero, Emilio Aguinaldo, and was sewn by three wonderful women in the Philippines during the time of poverty and revolution. The blue colors that equally divided with the red one, the blue one signifies about the oneness and willingness to sacrifice yourself for courage and equally for peace and freedom. The red one is for courage and democracy. The white triangle is for representing the equality and peace and liberty and fraternity. The three stars represent our three regions and big islands of Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Kuya Chris is also from Visaya, just like me. We come from Visaya. And Gemma Kalang came from Luzon, which is they speak Tagalog. We have 7,000 islands, small islands, but we also have 81 provinces. We have 3 big ones that Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, and we speak 31 languages. So when you say you're from Manila, you speak Tagalog. When you say you're from Visayas province, you speak Visayan. So there's so many more than that, you know. So I think that cover it. And oh my God, hold on. There's a big one that I missed. The golden sun actually has 8 rays, and it's really, really important to discuss about the 8 rays of our golden sun. The 8 rays is a significance of the starting of the revolution during the Spanish revolution in the Philippines. The 8 rays is from Manila, Cavite, Laguna, Tarlac, Batangas, Pampanga, Nueva Ecija, and also from Morong, that now is called Rizal Province. We derive our name from the Philippines after King Philip II from Spain. And we also call it the Pearl of the Orange Seas. So when the kids sing the Bayang Magiliw, when you translate that in English, they actually talk about the Pearl of the Orange Seas. It's also signification of the Filipino woman. It's giving me a goosebump when I talk about that. It's very an honor to be a Filipino because the men in our country actually respected Filipino women as they respected the flag and the country. Also, when the Spanish colony came to the Philippines, Magellan came to the Philippines and discovered Philippines, and when he tried to turn over the Philippines to Spain, our major leader, which is the chief, Lapu-Lapu, have to fight for it, so they fought and killed Magellan. It's kind of sad. Okay, I don't want to do a lot of detail about the war because it's kind of sensitive, especially when you have kids in the military. So we are under the longest war that we have is actually the Spain actually in my own experience, my father was a son of the one of the military in Spain, from Spain. So he met my grandma and they get married and they have 7 children, including my dad. So I'm kind of half Filipino and Spanish and a little bit of Chinese. So we all need to be proud about who we are, our root. So if even though you were living here in California, you're gonna say like, I'm proud to be Vietnamese, Thailand, Korean. Don't forget to pass that along to your children because that's our treasure, to let them know where they come from. Anyway, there's so many cultures that we have. Like it's kind of fun. Okay, you can make fun of me about my accent, and I don't really care because I'm used to it. The first time I came here in America, the people cannot understand me, and I have to repeat myself. And I really admit that I have a very strong accent, and I have to remind myself about that because I'm not American. So I really value that. So you guys, if you don't understand me, if you have a Filipino beside you, just do this, okay? What is he trying to say, okay? Or just tell me, can you please repeat yourself? This is a kind of, I want to make this kind of fun for the kids. Our national hero is Dr. Jose Rizal. He learned to read ABC and read the books at the age of 5, you know, and he's very bilingual. So he learned a lot of different languages, not only Filipino, but he's still honoring the Tagalog as his prime language. So you guys can, it's good to learn different kind of language, especially when you want to work. You know, you can easily get a job when you have multiple languages. It's hard to learn Chinese, but actually in LA, there's a lot of people there that will hire you, you know, to speak bilingual. So it's a plus. Okay. Our national flower is Sampaguita. It's a small, tiny flowers. It's a size of a nickel, but it's really strong, sweet smell on it. And in California, it's an equivalent to jasmine flower. Our national animal is Carabao. Some Americans say, no, it's not Carabao, it's Carabao. No, or Carabao, you know, but Carabao. But actually, they're different letter on it that makes it the different how you say it. And also, we have also almost like in America, we have an eagle as our national language, our national bird, and our national dress is the one I'm wearing with this courtesy and gift by my Tita Myla. She's not my related family, but I call her Tita Myla out of respect. And I will go through that too, that we are, as a Filipino, we are very noted as to be hospitable. We're you know, people say like, oh, I went to the Philippines, you're very nice, you know. People there giving us food, they offer us some food and drinks, and you know, that is our most caring character, is to be hospitable. And also our national food is, most of the Asian is like rice, and some of them are also with corn. Anyway, let me see. Okay, in tradition, I will give you a little bit of sample. When you meet some new people, when they're older than you, even you just barely met them in a second right now, like if I met that lady there in brown and I have my little kids with me, I will ask her name, and if she tells me her name is Tessie, and I will tell my kids, okay, give this to Auntie Tessie or Tita Tessie. And my kid was really kind of like surprised about that, because I work as a nurse and there's so many co-workers there. So like we have 18 nurses in our hospital, and every time every time I introduce them to my kids, that's your tito, that's your tita, that's your auntie, that's your grandpa, grandma. And afterwards, my kids were asking me, Mom, how come we have so many relatives? I thought you said you're the only one here. And are they really our relative? You know, it's kind of like, you know, then I start to explain it to them that that's how we are raised, you know, to just respect the older people. And also, you are not Filipino if you don't have any family that works in the post office. You know, most of the Filipino, you ask them, where do you work? Post office and hospital. You know, that's all they do. And when like for example, people are talking and you wanna pass by and they're blocking the way, you're gonna just run and push them to pass by. You have to do this. Sorry, you know, that's how we are, you know. So my dad is very strict. He was also a military, so I raised to be a military kid, and I raised my kid to be a military kid. It's my journey here in America is not really easy. It's really hard because I'm the only one here, and that's included the divorce, which we don't believe in the Philippines, but things happen, and I think things happen for a reason. The same thing with the war, you know, thing that happened to us, we can look at so sadly, but when we think about it, there is a good side of it, you know, if we open our eyes. Because for being invaded being under Spanish colony, we learn how to speak Spanish, we learn about Christianity, we learn a lot about things. And also in Japan, we learn how to do farming and every little things that you have to work hard on crops. In America, it's still controversial. Why are we invaded by American? It's not because he's sitting beside me. It's not that. Actually, because when I was searching about what's the reason of why America tried to be controlling us, because America is the only country that doesn't have any base. So we have a couple of bases in the Philippines, and the biggest one is really going to America, going to base in Olongapo. And by the thing, when I was in elementary, I was thinking about that when I was in first grade. We didn't think about what this thing happening about war. We were just thinking about, oh, you know, look, America gave us some cheese, gave us some oatmeal, gave us some cornmeal, you know, so because we were too young about it, but, you know, being under American, we learned a lot of things actually, so they help us to survive, to get up again, and it takes so long before they give up our base, you know, to give it back to us. But up to now, it's the controversy that is it good that we get it from them? Because the support that we're getting from them is a little bit more or less. Right? I want to thank Gemma Kalan for inviting us here. It's a short notice. I have 3 days, and every day I have a fundraising. When I become ambassador of Goodwill, so many people were asking me, can you help me with this, can you help me with that? And actually, we have a big typhoon last year, and we went to fundraising, and in 2 weeks I collected $800. I tell them every penny counts. So when you want to help, just help. Don't ask like, oh, you're from Tarlac? Are you from Manila? When you give by heart. So it doesn't matter. I think the penny that you give is more bigger than 100 that you give. If when you turn back, is that you only want to use it for tax. You know what I mean? So when you give, it's better that you have to have a heart to give. Take time to put this for me, and you know I forget about it. Okay, we call it bayanihan. You know, in the Philippines, when you lost your house, you have a calamity, typhoon, and you need to build a new house. The people actually you don't have to pay them. Yeah, they build up your house and they put it in the place. That's what you call bayanihan. So this is what we call kalesa. I really love this. When I used to be a kid before, I love to ride in this one. And we have a store. I remember my dad. Every time we go to the market to buy something for our store, I want to go with him, but he doesn't want to take me with him. So I have to put my finger on here and I hold there. And so when this one is driving, he was dragging me, so I was going to the market with him. He doesn't know that until it was there already. It's a really fun drive. This is I think everybody, even American people, kids, know marbles, right? There's so many kinds of toys that games that you could do with the marbles. I really like marble. I don't know if you guys know. Do you know, anyone of you know how to do this? No? Doc, can you show them? I got you off guard. No? Yeah, you can one person and the other end and one person, and you have to kick it. And the person you need to catch it and need to be fast enough to catch it. Or sometimes you actually play and count how much you can do this without letting it go. And I'm good at that. I'm sorry that I'm wearing this dress. If not, I can show you because I'm a champion with this one. I love this game. I really love this game. We also play postcard. I think you guys know postcard, right? It's like you play the cards, the table cards. Yes, but we do that like if 5 people is playing, there's a 5 cards, or 3 people is playing, there's a 3 cards, and you swing it like that, and whoever's on the top is the one who's winning. And they give you a lot of like stack of papers, and you get it all. But if you lose, you pay them with the paper too. So it's really fun. This is our, I have a bahay kubo in my house, in my backyard. I bought it for 5,000, and every time I'm lonely, it takes 15 years before I was able to go back to the Philippines. Being a single mom is really hard. I work 3 jobs. So I'm a nurse, I'm also a Snoopy in the Knott's Park, and also a waitress in Dennis, and I'm very proud of that, that makes me survive. So I save my money, to buy a bahay kubo that I put in my backyard. So every time I'm lonely, I go there and I lay down there, that I'm thinking about my family in the Philippines. And this is the shell. Actually, the shell is one of the biggest products now in the Philippines, and it's kind of sad in a way because when I went to for the first time in my mom's province when I was 18 years old, I went to the beach, and they're so crystal clear, and when you step on it, I was sliding, and I said, why is so slimy, And I look at it, they actually may sungka ni sungka. It's not here. Okay. Actually, the shell is the one inside that has the slimy thing, and when become popular to export it, people are starting to get it, so we start losing it. It's not a virgin island anymore because everybody wants to make money out of the shell. So it's good and bad that they can make money, but they're losing the quality of the original island that we used to have. And also we can use that to make a lampshade, lantern. You use that to play sungka, to play sungka. I don't know what happened to my sungka. What else do we have? Oh, we have different kinds of money in the Philippines. I thought I was rich because there's like about 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, but the money is not really that much when it comes to to America. The ratio of the money right now is 42 pesos per $1. So every month I have to send some money in the Philippines. For 33 years, I never miss sending money to my family in the Philippines. My dad just passed away last year, and I'm still in the trance of sad about it. So that's why I become very busy about doing fundraising, helping other people. So I'm following his legacy. That's what he was doing. He's a philanthropist, and he doesn't believe much of the politics, but he is serving the country. So that's what I'm following right now to help them. Um, you will see we're very, very fortunate here in America that each one of us has the ability and capacity. If you have a dream to make it, you can make it here. Not like in the Philippines, even how smart you are. If your parents doesn't have money to send you to college, you will end up not being a college graduate. There's no such thing as free. There's no free food or free lunch when your parents are, the paycheck is lower. Here in America, your kids can go get a food stamp or get a free lunch and stuff like that. So even though how much I love my country, and nobody can take that away from me. It's running in my blood that I'm Filipino. But my heart is also here in America to do some service for the American people too. So I'm doing, that's why they call it Filipino American. So especially, I have 2 kids in the military that wants to give back for what we have right now. Can you imagine having 5 kids and you're single and you're living in a one house to one house to one house, All you need to do is tell your kids are important, to study, Look at you guys. I'm so proud of you. I wish I still can do that, I can kick. I love, oh, he said I still do it. Yeah, well, I teach Hawaiian, so I'm a little bit flexible. For 62 years old, I'm so proud about I can still do it though. But like I said, that you have a lot of opportunity, to do what you have to do. You have to remember, if somebody can read ABC and read books at the age of 5, multiply, subtract, and add, you all can do it, And being in the martial arts, like you guys, it's actually your brain is actually working too, so it will give you inside and outside, So I'm so happy and I'm so proud of all of you. Okay, thank you so much.
So YKC wants to present to you a certificate of appreciation for support and dedication to our community. With the powerful and inspirational message, we therefore, with sincere gratitude, present this to you, Miss Ludi Gilkinson. Ever give her a hand.
Thank you so much. It's giving me a goosebump right now. It makes me cry. It's, when you give, like I said, you have to give by your heart. And I've been giving ever since I came here in America. From my family and around the people around me, like, Gemma and all the people, when you come to the office, I love to give what I have. And, sometimes I feel like, I hope there's other people that something happened to me that my kids will also being blessed by people that will help them. Thank you.
Welcome back! We're here again in my world of Pinoy Lakas Radio Streaming. I hope you enjoy watching that video that we made for our dear friend here in Inland Empire. And actually, I'm gonna repeat myself. There's another part of it that you can follow. This is my old YouTube channel. Again, it's an old YouTube channel that you can follow me because there's a lot of other video there that is so much fun to watch. Also, under Ludi Gilkison 1. Again, under Ludi Gilkison 1. So, I hope that's to see you again. And right now, I just want to spread the word of love that God loves us, so love back. I love you all. Your Pinay Lakas, Ludi Gilkison. Bye for now.
Pinoy Lakas!